Alright, so in this video, something that comes up every single time with whether you're moving is the credit score.
There's actually three numbers that come with a hard pull. The mortgage application, the score that counts for you on an application, is the middle of those three.
So we're going to do a video all about credit scores, so stay tuned. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Ray Wilkey and my main man,
AddieNet.
AddieNet, that's right, our local trusted lender right here. Many of you have already spoken to, but if this is your first time to this channel, then start now by subscribing to this channel and tap that little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And honestly, we are getting all those phone calls every single day, and guess what? Addison joins us, so all of your lending questions get answered. But in order to do that, you've got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send us the however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back when moving. All right, so we're trying to do these videos of the questions that we just consistently get. We do have multiple people reaching out every single day. We set up our Zoom calls, we talk to them, and the credit score thing, seems to always come up. So I wanted to just kind of give all of our viewers and subscribers, everybody who's moving here, just a really good understanding of just, how important their credit score is, the factors of their credit score, and just everything that, comes out when buying a house. So first and foremost, you're doing a hard pull of your credit for a house. What are the factors, that you're looking for first and foremost?
Yeah, so that's a really good question, Jackson. And we talk about this all the time on that intro call where the whole team's there with you. We're getting to know you. We're answering any of your questions. The number one thing to kind of understand, and there's been an evolution in credit reporting over the last couple of years. I think they're working to make credit be a little more accurate for each individual rather than this like 20-year spectrum, because a lot of the people that are buying homes haven't had credit for 20 years. So you'll see a lot of different ways and estimators now, especially with mobile apps, phones, every bank, every credit card can tell you your credit score. So I think the most important thing as a loan officer that I see, and I'm not a credit expert, I just run a ton of credit with all these applications. The one thing to know, man, is there's a huge difference between buying a car, applying for a credit card, and then applying for a home loan. So one thing to know is when you're purchasing a home, it is a hard pull. You just referenced the hard pull term.
Right.
So what does hard pull mean, right? Is it a real smack to the face, or is it what's going on here? So what you need to know in short is there's three credit bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So when people say hard pull, it means all three of those bureaus are going to pull an up-to-date credit score from those bureaus. So there's actually three numbers that come with a hard pull, and within the mortgage application, the score that counts for you on an application is the middle of those three. So If you've got 800, 700, 750, your score is 750 on a mortgage application.
We talked about, length, and it's not this 20-year evolution anymore. There are, younger, millennials out there, our age, who, may still have some student debt and stuff. What are some of the big factors of a credit score?
Hey, man, and it's really important to know, and one thing that I do disclose a little bit more in privacy in the initial Zoom calls is my rebuilding of my personal credit score. So about 7-8 years ago, I had a really detrimental experience from a former relationship that ended with it destroying my credit, unfortunately, which is very, very common. And I always try to share that because I had to learn how to rebuild it myself. And it was a little bit easier for me being in this industry and just working in finance and lending all the time. But there is a way to get your score back up. So I just want to throw that out there to anyone who thinks that they have bruised credit or need some help. It's a lonely, lonely space to be in mentally, and it's nothing you want to bring up at Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner, right? So I got your back when it comes to rebuilding. And one of our philosophies too as a team is we're going to help you out whether you're ready to go now or years down the road. You get that same level of service, and we truly enjoy helping anyone no matter where they're at. But there are some key things you can do, going back to your point.
Yeah.
So what I've learned from research and experience in this industry is the main thing you can do to build your credit is at least have active credit, meaning typically they're going to tell you a minimum of 3 credit cards. And you need to know that you're going to have these cards for as long as you can, because one of the pies to a credit score is how long you've had these accounts or trade lines referred to. So if someone opens one up and closes it out, like that Macy's deal or the Victoria's Secret or Target, any of those retail stores that you're opening it for the discount and shutting it down, that's not always going to be best for your credit score, because every time you close an account, you're erasing all that positive history from your credit score. So a couple of points there. Try to get 3 credit cards. Now, if you've got bruised credit, it's super important to start off with a secured credit card. Typically, that takes a little bit of a down payment off the front, a deposit, if you will. So say it's $200, they give you a $200 line of credit. After about 6 months, Jackson, they're going to typically give you that deposit right back. So you want to look at the detailed fine print and make sure that the deposit's refundable and it can graduate from a secured to an unsecured card. But that's the number one thing. If you're trying to establish credit, get some secured cards, make sure they're graduatable, charge something off on them, and pay down the balance every single month. What's the next big factor? Usually it's what's referred to as credit utilization ratio. So that's the amount you owe on the credit card over the credit limit you have. So for simple math, if you've got a $1,000 limit and you owe $750 on it, that's 75% utilization. If you talk to any credit expert or repair, I went through that rebuilding mine. I've read tons of articles about it. They're all going to try to coach you to be between 1 and 19% of your credit limit as an end balance. So that's a really good thing to remember. The minute you start getting up higher, it's going to drop your score. Mm-hmm. So those are some really basic tips right there, keeping that utilization down, also establishing 3 minimum trade lines. And it does get more sophisticated, man, but like those are just the basics right there.
Yeah, and that length of time hit me when I first bought a house a long, long time ago, even though I'm only 35. But I had good credit, but I had no credit history. So I wish I would have known that, pulled a couple cards, and even if you don't use them, or maybe just buy gas with it and pay them off. By this age, most of us have them. So with that, let's role play here real quick, man. Hey, I'm selling my house in another state, and I'm going to make a little bit of money on it. I'm going to pay my credit cards off, when that happens. But, it might be a couple months from now. Am I okay maybe missing a payment or two? Is that going to ding me, or will I be fine?
Yeah, it's a good question. And back on that past video, the do not do's.
Do not.
And it honestly, it just generally speaking, whether you're moving or not, don't miss your payments. The minute they happen, it's like a stain on a white dress shirt. That ain't coming out. So always make your payments on time.
Even if it's minimum, right?
Even if it's the minimum, the mortgage, you should know that, it's typically invoiced on the 1st. There's always a grace period to the 15th on conventional loans. So you want to make sure that you're making that mortgage payment until it's closed and you're moved. Same with credit cards, same with autos. So that is one thing that just make your payments on time. It's super, super important. So yeah, good question.
Will a better credit score, and we have to be broad with this because every story is different. And again, we will reiterate, neither one of us are credit experts. We just are very good at helping all of these people, moving and relocating here and answering these questions. So we wanted to get that out to the general public. But let's just say in general, maybe a longer credit history and better credit score, is that going to help me with maybe a better loan?
Yeah, definitely. So the credit score is, there's certain different tier levels, and I won't speak in super detail because I don't want to trigger all these compliance things that we got to throw this scrolling, fine print at the end of this.
Yeah, we just want to
Yeah,
touch
it
on the
is.
importance of, maybe trying to get, or the importance of having that higher credit score.
Yeah, and it's going to be in your best interest to be responsible and always actively work toward increasing your credit score, because it's only going to really improve not only the terms of any loan that you take out, generally speaking, but also insurance premiums, like your auto loan, your homeowner's insurance. Credit scores are all factored into those pricing decisions now as well. So yeah, it is really important. And we get a ton of people too, man, that are moving across and they've built up some debt. But paying that off with proceeds is always going to help your credit. And these are situations we work with all the time.
We do.
I think the biggest thing, man, is what I said before, is like credit's just this like lonely subject. Like, and I think you got to know, like, we've got your back with helping you build out a plan. But if you're super, super low and you're not even quite there yet, like say you're under 580, or you think you really, really hurt and you have zero credit history, I'm an advocate toward at least getting those three trade lines and developing some positive credit history.
If you have these questions, maybe that struck a chord with you. Any of this stuff, that's what we are here for. Our team is well-rounded. Got to reach out to us and give us a call. Shoot us a text or send us an email. However you do want to get a hold of us, we do have your back when moving. And again, if this is your first time to this channel, make sure you tap that subscribe button and click that little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And until our next video, we'll catch you later.